Tulsi Gabbard has stepped down as President Trump's Director of National Intelligence. In a resignation letter released on Friday, Gabbard said she's leaving the administration to care for her husband after his diagnosis with what she called an extremely rare form of bone cancer. Principal Deputy DNI Aaron Lucas will serve as acting intelligence director. Gabbard's tenure was marked by internal clashes over foreign policy and intelligence matters, including disagreements over Iran and reported tensions with the CIA. Gabbard's now the fourth cabinet-level departure of Trump's second term. I believe all four women. David Rohde, we certainly wish Tulsi Gabbard and her husband best of luck in his fight against cancer. But this was happening soon anyway. She had been largely cut out of the process, sidelined on Venezuela, sidelined on Iran, had tried to sort of ingratiate herself to President Trump by diving into some 2020 election conspiracies. But her legacy here was just how, frankly, it would seem, how irrelevant she and that post became during the second Trump term.
Yeah, that's probably true. And I also want to say it was a bone cancer diagnosis. It's a horrible thing for her husband and her. And on Memorial Day, and thank you for mentioning Memorial Day earlier, she served in Iraq, and I want to give her credit for that and for serving this job, which is a difficult one. But she essentially inside the cabinet was in a power struggle with John Ratcliffe, the director of the CIA, and Ratcliffe won, hands down. It took some time. A key thing was Venezuela. The CIA played a central role in just penetrating Maduro's inner circle and planning, getting information that allowed that astonishingly successful raid to snatch Maduro. And then again, Ratcliffe played a central role and gained a lot of credibility, I think, in the planning for the attack on Iran. He now spends most of his time in the White House. He's not in the CIA headquarters, and that's all about being close to the president. And he's part of an inner circle of 4 or 5 officials: Vice President Vance, Secretary of State, National Security Advisor Rubio being part of that, and often, Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff. So Ratcliffe won. And just lastly, I see her legacy. She promised the MAGA base that she was going to expose all these vast conspiracies. She did release thousands and thousands of documents about the JFK and MLK and RFK assassination, about Amelia Earhart's disappearance, about UFOs. And most importantly, she publicly accused a former president, Barack Obama, of a treasonous conspiracy. That was extraordinary. That's never been done. I mean, even going back to the bad old days of the CIA, they never accused a former president of a treasonous conspiracy. She never produced any evidence of that conspiracy, and she didn't produce sort of damning new revelations about the assassinations I mentioned. So she was essentially, her ambitions, I was told by people who watched her closely, got to her, and she promised to reveal all these conspiracies and traffic in conspiracy theories, but did not deliver.
MS Now senior national security reporter David Rohde. David, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Richard Haass, John Heilemann, a frequent guest on this show, is fond of talking about how with Trump, everything is confession or projection. I couldn't help but note over the weekend in one of his many posts criticizing President Obama and the Iran nuclear deal, he talked about the rank amateurs that the Obama administration used to negotiate that deal. And I've thought of that as David Rohde brings up Jared Kushner, Steve Witkoff, some of that's such an unorthodox team of negotiators, the usual process completely sidelined. And I know you believe that's partly what has contributed to the bad diplomatic situation the United States currently finds itself in.
Yeah, the deal that Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff were offered in late February is at least as good and arguably better than anything we're going to be able to negotiate now. So talk about an unnecessary war of choice. This is going to be high on the list. And the president's already running around talking about how bad the Obama 2015 agreement is. He doth protest too much. People are going to note the similarities. Neither that agreement nor this one will get Iran out of the nuclear business. It's going to place a ceiling on it. And again, we'll see what the details are. We'll see what the inspection mechanisms are so we can monitor it. But there's actually much more in common than this president is ever going to be comfortable with.